Hello there my fellow Holotable heroes and welcome to a Relic 10 video guide. Now no Relic 10's been out for a minute here, but a lot's been going on in our galaxy. We had a whole anniversary thing, Coliseum, lots of key reveals to cover, and then as well now we had Conquest. I did some updated fleet guides in between because we had some new ships with Rogue One there and B-Wing, so it's been a very busy period. But finally now Conquest wrapping up, I finally have some time to again do some of the videos just to catch up on some of these topics, so just bear with me as I'm releasing them over the coming week. Although new era coming, who knows what that will bring. We do know obviously already now it's gonna be something to do with Andor, but anyway, that's gonna be for another one. Today we will be talking about a Relic 10. And as some of my videos you've seen, I started a resources section on my SWGOH for Life website. There'll be a link in the description below where I'll be kind of adding a lot of these graphics here that I'm showing you in my videos just for future references. So we'll go through Relic 10 just to help us out a little bit here with the video to see how it all unravels. So first we can go ahead and look at the stat increases. So we'll look at the stat boost that different category of units get. And then we'll talk about the cost, how much actually costs in crystals, because crystal is, I guess, the only common currency we have, and where to get those materials. And then as well, finally, we'll look at overall, like, who benefits most from Relic 10. And then we'll also have a look at some of the top, basically top 10 relics so far, Relic 10 so far, according to the data from the game. And then as well closing as well on some of my thoughts, what my plans are for Relic 10. Alright, so in terms of the stat increases, I try to just create like this one screen graphic for you just that you get an overall picture of what Relic 10 is about really in terms of stats. Now I know that units get maybe a little bit different boosts depending on your mastery, but for the most part those are quite negligible. I only kind of put the ones here that get the biggest boost of them all. So first things first, obviously we have 4 categories: support, attackers, tanks and healers, and I had to check all the GLs and some not GL characters as well, and for the most part it seems like they all kind of get a very similar boost in stats based on their category of the unit, so we'll just categorize them in that way. So in terms of mastery, they all get only 5 masteries. I think it's a boost from, I don't know, 70 to 75, I can't remember, but again, very small amount of mastery boost, which is not that impactful, but just still wanted to mention it. Then what you see the biggest boosts in some of the categories will be health and protection. So if you look at support, they get 4k health boost on average. I mean, sometimes it's 3, sometimes 4 or 5, but these are kind of like a rough average numbers that you can see. And 5k protection, that's going from Relic 9 to Relic 10. Attackers get even less of a health boost, only 2k health boost, 3k protection, and same as with Relic 9s, it seems like Relic 10s are the ones that benefit the most from Relic 10, because tank's job is to tank. So they get a 9k health boost going from Relic 9 to 10, and a 13k boost in protection from Relic 9 to Relic 10. And this is just the base health. Once you put mods on, once you put a data core on, then the stat boost increase will multiply even more, obviously. So very nice boost for this category. And then healers kind of get similar range like support, 3k health boost there, and then 4k as well boost to protection. I would have liked healers to get more of a health boost, because we know lots of healers have something based on their health equalization or something. So I would prefer if they would get more of a health boost than 3k, but it is what it is. And then all categories get anywhere like between 10 and 12% of extra crit chance and 10 to 12% of critical avoidance. Now this might sound quite a significant boost, but with so many now teams have critical damage immunity or high crit chance or something. For the most part, crit chance and crit avoidance are kind of like stats that don't matter all that much. I still put them in there just because 10 to 12% is a good boost, and then they all essentially get 10% potency, 10% tenacity, and 10% accuracy. Accuracy, again, can help a little bit, especially because the mastery on some of the units is evasion, so they could dodge even more. Looking at you, Ezra Exile. Anyway, we've got then damage as well boosts. Now these are ranges, so sometimes it's 100, 150, 200. It's just kind of a rough estimate of averages that I've seen, just to give you an idea. Support units gain anywhere from a flat 100 to a flat 200 boost, which I guess you could say it's a rough 10% boost from their damage. Attackers, obviously, in terms of damage, they get the most boost, between 2 and 300 flat increase. Again, I don't know, it doesn't sound that high, where, for example, your damage already is like, I don't know, 10,000, what's another 200 on top? And then tanks get 100 and healers get barely any boosting damage. So definitely seems like tanks yet again get the biggest benefit, because they're all about durability, and that's a big boost in health and protection they get. Losers are probably healers, essentially no boost really in damage, like medium, I guess, boost in health and protection, but they should really be on the level of tank boost that they would make them useful. Support, I guess, is maybe second best boost. You do get more boost in health and protection than healers, also more damage boost from healers. And attackers are maybe in similar boat as healers, hardly getting any durability though, a little bit more damage, but if this would be like 1,000 boost, that would be really useful. So overall stats outside of tanks, not really that much happening, to be honest. So let's move over now onto the actual breakdown of the cost, like how much does it actually cost, what materials it takes, and as well we can talk about what are the ways, obviously, to get these materials into your inventory. So similar like Relic 9, it will require 20 impulse detectors, 20 arrow magnifiers, 20 Gearda keypads, and 20 droid brains. Now obviously you can get all of these, with the exception of droid brains, now with the raid tokens, and that obviously is the most efficient way of getting them up, and especially after they made economy changes, you have more raid tokens to spend for these. Droid brains, they still are a crunch, at least for me personally. Again, maybe there'll be a topic for another video, just talking about the relic economy changes and how, after a few months we can now see the impact of it. But when you're comparing the cost, I guess the only common currency we have is crystals. So where possible, I took their price on crystals from the weekly store and just listed it here. So to get 20 impulse detectors is 3.6k, 20 arrow magnifiers will cost you 5k crystals, keypads 5k, and then droid brains as well 6k from the weekly shipments. And weekly shipment still is, at least for me, like the most consistent flow of droid brains. And territory wars, if you win you get 5, if you lose you get 1. Yeah. And let's move over to the coaxial servo motor now. We need 20 of these, and this is the only ones that basically you cannot get anywhere in the game outside of obviously the era shipments with the era tokens. And to get 20 you will need almost 14k of era tokens. Again, I'll probably discuss the whole era Colosseum thing in a separate video, but essentially what this means, I'm doing my Colosseum every day. I'm getting those 100 tokens a day, so I'm always in top 250. Not the first 2 weeks because I didn't really have time to play, but after a couple of weeks there, and I don't think I will earn that many era tokens in an entire era. Obviously this era we got some, we got 5,000 as a compensation gift. I could get 20, but just taking that 5,000 out of the equation, so if that's the only way how we will be getting this, you're essentially at best getting 3. If you're doing a bit more better than average, maybe you can get 4 Relic 10s a year. So, you have to keep that in mind, obviously, that this material will be rare. So we gotta be selective, obviously, on who do we apply this on. Let's talk about signal data. Now, luckily, this signal data has been a little bit lowered from Relic 8 to Relic 9. comparison to going from Relic 8 to Relic 9. So going from Relic 9 to Relic 10, you get 25 of incomplete signal data and 45 lost signal data. Again, you probably most likely farming this from Cantina, but again, just using the cost from the weekly shipments. So for 25, you will need 500 crystals, float signal data, 1.35k of crystals to get 45. And then we have another new material, corrupted signal data. I believe is it the only way we can get this is from the scavenger, and obviously depending on which of this other free signal data you get, it may cost obviously differently. I just listed the most the cheapest, I guess, to exchange, so which is fragmented signal data, which kind of makes sense because you don't need fragmented signal data. So that's the the first level one, I guess, to go from Relic 9 to Relic 10. So it kind of makes sense that's the most affordable. Also in terms of farming, the drop rates will be the highest in Cantina. In weekly shipments, if you're buying them, again, they'll be the cheapest way to do this. So one fragmented signal data, if we do take the crystal cost from the weekly shipments, is 15 crystals, and we need 25 fragmented signal data to give us one corrupted signal data. So essentially, as shown in calculation, we need 25 fragmented signal data for one corrupted signal data, each of them costing 15 crystals, and we need 15 of them to go from Relic 9 to Relic 10, which totals to 5,625 crystals. So which brings the total cost, just looking again, based on the cost in the weekly shipments, because it's the only common place we can get these, it's going to be 27k of crystals roughly, and then on top of it as well, nearly 14k of era tokens. So very costly, obviously, looking from the crystal perspective, but obviously you most likely will not be spending crystal for these. You won't be spending crystals for these as well, because you just get them from raid tokens. However, just to get an idea of the currency, the real currency of our game, which is crystals, that's how much it costs. So with having said all of this, who gets the good boost, who doesn't, how much does it cost in terms of the crystal value in the game. Now let's talk about who to relic first and what to consider when deciding which units to relic. So I just put some notes on there, obviously, that for reference that you can look at later. But I'll just hop in the game and just talk about it quickly for some of the units, how this might affect. Right, so in terms of who to relic 10 first, again, we'll just be discussing like where the boosts are coming from the relic, who can utilize it the best, and overall, you almost can't go wrong with a Galactic Legend. And obviously, if they're a tank, they're getting bigger boosts than maybe support attackers. I don't think we have any healers in Galactic Legend, so CG, make it happen. Can we please finally get a healer Galactic Legend next? Thank you. So because on top of their stat boosts we already discussed, Galactic Legend get extra boosts because they all have the same unique Galactic Legend. All the Galactic Legends have this, and in this one the unit gets 10% max health and max protection per relic amplifier level, which means on top of the stat boost they get from going from Relic 9 to Relic 10, they will get as well 10 additional percent, which depending again how these guys are modded, can be more, can be less, but again additional benefit that not just from stat boost. Other things to consider as well is some units, like they as well have abilities that deal more damage per the relic amplifier as well, so maybe there are more. I just remember Raise Whirlwind is doing 7% more damage for each relic level. So again, outside of her stat boosts, her ultimate will also be doing 7% more damage going from Relic 9 to a Relic 10. Is her Whirlwind at Relic 9 doing like 380k or something like that, or 370? I can't remember exactly what it is, but let's say if it's like 370k, you're getting what, another 20k or so boosting damage, which is not a lot, but it's just something I did want to highlight. And of course with Relic Delta this will go even more a little bit, get a more boost from that. And then another unit that benefits, well, maybe not the unit itself, but the ally of if the ally of this unit is Relic 10 will benefit. Because if we look here, is it under rule of 2? Yes, it's right down here. So when Bane or other ally is defeated, the remaining one gains 5% critical damage, offense, and potency, plus additional 15% of these stats for each relic level. So again, obviously you don't want Bane to die off, but let's say the ally from Bane, you push them to relic 10. This means that then Bane will be getting 15% more stat boosts from them dying off. I'm not saying you should like go ahead and relic 10 your Sith Assassin or something like that, because that's probably the most popular choice to be used with our Bane. I just wanted to highlight that there are other benefits from growing relic 10 to relic 9 for some units that have abilities that, you know, give stat boosts based off certain relic levels. So just something as well to think about here. And still looking at Bane as well, his Essence of Dominance is doing damage based on Bane's max health. Now attackers, as we know, don't get a big boost. There you go, Bane gets about 2k health boost only. But again, you know, it's not just about the damage increase Bane, for example, is getting. It's also then extra damage from health. But again, only 2k health boost, not that great. But again, some units do deal more damage based off health or protection. So another unit that deals damage based off health is Malgus. Unlike Bane, he is a tank. Okay, so his health boost is what, about 9k seems like. Yes, so tanks get about 9k health boost. And obviously he's got this protection right here, reduced 40% of Malgus's health damage to the target. So you're saying, well, you know, 40% of 9k each is about 4k. Yes, but that 4k, but that 9k boost with mods, with data crowns could easily be 20k. So you can see I have doubled the health. So that 9k boost could turn into 18k boost with this modding. Maybe you add more on data crowns. So suddenly Malgus is getting a 30k health boost because you went from relic 9 to relic 10, and you know, 40% of 30k is 12k, so a bit of a damage boost. Again, not insane, but you know, it is something to consider. On top of it, him being more durable, his big hit as well as a little bit more damage. And of course, the obvious one, as always when it comes to relicking, we have to talk about is Jedi Master Luke, his inherited teachings. I believe it's in here somewhere, isn't it? Yes, so inherited teachings. So essentially, with this ability, as you probably know, you call somebody to assist, and on top of their normal damage, they also deal true damage based on the 60% of Master Luke's protection. So seems like Malgus will be doing more damage with this ability, and we even get more protection boost for tanks. We get about 13k of boosting protection, and again, we increase that with mods. We increase it as well with data crowns. So again, could be a nice boosting protection. This time 60%. So even if you just look at you know, 13k health boost, what 60% is like, I don't know, 8k or something extra. Mods, data crowns, you'll maybe again looking potentially doing maybe 30k more. 20 to 30k more from inherited teachings, especially with Jedi Cal, because he's got the ability obviously to go under protection straight for health. So you know, getting that damage boost from inherited teachings could be nice. And then as well, something to consider for going relic 9 to relic 10 is ships. Now, while relic levels don't affect ships like directly with something, essentially the way ship stats work is they just scale based off the GP of your pilots. So obviously relic 9 to relic 10 gives you more GP, which means all the stats increase a little bit, but obviously what we always look out for ships is speed, and especially for capital ships, mirror matches. Usually if your, you know, capital ship is faster, you will win. That's why, like, you know, Darth Revan is a good popular choice, I guess. Go for relic 10, because then I believe there's a free extra speed over on Leviathan from going to relic 10, which makes obviously mirror matches versus Relic 9 very easy, very clean. Obviously once everybody's Relic 10, you know, you lose the advantage, and this is coming from somebody still having a Relic 8 Piet, because I saw no reason in upgrading my Piet to Relic 9 just for the mirror matches, because once everybody's Relic 9 you lose the advantage, so I'd rather save those materials for Relic 9 on somebody else, not Piet. So this was just kind of like, I guess, a general overview on who to Relic 10 first, and then for the next sequence let's actually have a look at top 10 most popular Relic 10 units based on the data on SWGOH as of 28th of January, just to see, like, you know, what people have been putting Relic 10s on most likely. So no surprises, mostly gonna be Galactic Legends, but let's see which ones are the most popular. So the most popular one is Leia Organa, a tank, makes sense, big boost in health and protection, and also I believe her ultimate and Rebel Ambush deal true damage based off her max health, so more health she has, those hit harder. So, you know, no doubt, I mean, you know, Leia is a great, obviously, first Relic 10 if you do have her unlocked. Then the other one, as we discussed, ships matter to some degree, that's why Darth Revan is the second most popular choice for Relic 10. I've done a video how to beat a Relic 10 Leviathan in a mirror match or other ways, so, you know, by no means it's unbeatable, but definitely mirror matches are just a little bit more annoying. And if you're trying to snipe some banners in Grand Arena and your opponent has a Relic 9 Darth Revan and they want to do mirror match, you know, they're gonna get a poor banner win. The next one, the third most popular choice is Galactic Legend Rey. Again, few benefits here. More health means more bonus protection from Lifeblood, and as mentioned before, her Whirlwind will do more damage. Obviously, all the other stats increased as well. She's an attacker, she gets some boost in damage, which will boost her ultimate a little bit, but you know, those 200 to 300 damage boosts, you know, they won't make that much of a difference. I think it's really more about durability for Rey. This was a surprise, number 4. To see Supreme the Kylo Ren as the fourth most popular choice for a Relic 10. Again, attackers don't get a whole lot of boost. They get only small increases to stats, but at least I guess Supreme the Kylo Ren, he is increasing his damage with the whole siphon mechanic, so you know that 200-300 flat damage boosts actually over time in the battle can actually, you know, give you a much bigger increase overall because of the increase in damage, but it'll take, you know, a few turns that you get there once you hit your ultimate especially. But maybe it also comes down to that, you know, Supreme Kylo Ren, probably there's a lot of them out there, and that's why it's on the 4th spot. Let's move over to number 5. And like Leia, another tank, especially with Ahsoka, she's more annoying, more bonus protection up, big boost again as a tank in durability. She's constantly gaining bonus protection from her abilities, and obviously bonus protection is based off her max health, so it's gonna be even more annoying and difficult to deal with Ahsoka. 6th one, Lord Vader. Obviously, same like Kylo, as an attacker, a bit of an increase to stats. However, you know, maybe you can benefit more a little bit because, you know, his protection gets converted to health, which means more survivability for Lord Vader. Moving number 7, Jedi Master Kenobi. I'm surprised to see Kenobi's up here on 7, but hey, because again, as an attacker, small increase to stats, but I guess same like Ahsoka, more health means more protection up, and obviously additional 10% accuracy helps, because as we know, his middle ability does miss in every battle at least a couple of times, I think. Okay, so let's move over to number 8. A bit surprised to see Luke that low, because he was probably the number 1 choice for Relic 9 when Relic 9 came out. Again, getting again similar amount of boosting damage as going from Relic 8 to Relic 9. Why only number 8? I think it more comes out to, it's not that it, you know, the boost itself is not good, it's just the fact that Jedi Master Luke is just not doing a whole lot in the game right now, especially in Grand Arena and Territory Wars. For the most part, he just kind of used, you know, to counter, I don't know, a Jedi Master Mace or something. So he's just not doing really any heavy GL countering right now. So maybe that's why he's not really on the forefront of people's minds to go to Relic 10. So while it is a bit surprising to see him that low, when you think about it, I guess it makes sense. Although you could argue he's a better Relic 10 investment than a Jedi Master Kenobi. I don't know. That's just me. Let's move over to Relic 9. Hondo. He's a support, not a whole lot of stat boost, but you know what? Profit, I guess. That's all what I'm gonna say with Pirate King Hondo. And finally, at number 10, yet another Galactic Legend, Sith Eternal Emperor. Obviously, as an attacker, he gets small increases to the stats, which, you know, is not a lot, but, you know, there were numerous times, pretty sure, where you were like fighting, I don't know, like a Jedi Master Kenobi or Ahsoka, and you're like, oh man, I nearly survived that hit from Master Kenobi. If I would only have 3k extra health, I would be able to take it. Or like, oh man, I just needed literally 10 more seconds to take down that Ahsoka Tano with Watak to ramp up enough damage, and I timed out. You know, that 200, 300k extra damage would prevent you from timing out. So again, you know, any sort of Galactic Legend is not a bad investment overall to go to Relic 10, that is, but again, some benefit more than the others. I guess honorable mentions, so I just hop over to the website as well. So I just have a direct link to the live ranking, so if you're coming and visiting my resources page at a later date, you can always hit the link and get the latest stats for everything. As you can see, top 10 as we discussed. Bane just about not actually cutting the top 10 at number 11. Again, Bane benefits a lot from extra health, so that's good. Darth Vader Relic 10, a bit surprising to see Darth Vader there. I'm not sure what the reasoning is to go to Relic 10 with Darth Vader. For his ship maybe, that it's faster, hits harder. I don't know. My guildmate tested the Darth Vader mission on Death Star at Relic 10, didn't make any difference, still got totally destroyed in the second wave, so it can't be for territory battles. Interesting obviously to hear from people, did Relic 10 Darth Vader, like what was their reason. And then Jabba the Hutt, obviously the last GL in terms of popularity, which kind of makes sense. You can't target the guy, so durability is not a problem. He doesn't deal any damage, so I guess it kind of makes sense that he, in terms of GLs, he's on the last spot. Of course, Ezra, Stranger. Now see, this is surprising. Stranger is a brand new unit and already cracking what, top 15 in terms of Relic 10. Piet, again, similar like Darth Revan, I'm assuming is for his ship to gain extra speed. Same thing with Admiral Raddus, Tarkin. So again, you know, notes we were discussing who to consider first. You can kind of see it kind of correlates with the data that overall GLs and then the capital ship pilots kind of benefit, I guess, the most from Relic 10. Clone Wars Chewie, yeah. It's gotta be a meme, right? General Kenobi, Ahsoka, Starkiller, Coruscant War Police, like Clone Wars Chewie, I guess it's a meme thing, or lots of people lost a bet or something. We got Revan, Baylan, Malgus, so you know, you can get the idea of what people are actually doing. But anyway guys, before we wrap up this video, it's actually turned out a lot longer than I planned. I didn't realize there is so much to talk about Relic 10. Is like what I'm planning to do, because if you've seen already my roster early in the video, no Relic 10s to be found in my roster, and I'm not planning really to take anybody yet to Relic 10, because while there are benefits, I don't yet see any game-changing benefits from going from Relic 9 to Relic 10, and again going back to, you know, getting those servo motors is tough. Again, I'll cover that maybe more in depth in another video generally about wrapping up the whole Coliseum experience, and obviously this is reward from Coliseum, so it only makes sense it's a part of that video, not the Relic 10 itself. But as you can see, our shipments, I'm at 15k, and remember we need 14k almost to get to any of these pieces that we need for Relic 10. Obviously, you have to subtract 5k because that was the compensation reward. We got 5k, so essentially I earned almost 11k. There's still a few days left, obviously, of Colosseum, so I'll probably push, what, maybe, I don't know, we'll get to around 12k, which still falls short as at one, obviously, Relic 10 per era. So again, you know, if you're doing a bit better than me, which, you know, if you did spend some crystals, a little bit money, mostly you are, you can probably look at a Relic 10 every 3 months. If you're me, not spending anything and, you know, doing your best in Colosseum but not investing too much time in it, hitting that top 250 for the most part, you're looking at a Relic 10 every 3 months. So personally, if I can only afford 3 Relic 10s per year, you better believe it, I'm gonna save those for the next GL requirements, the next legendary ship requirements, because, you know, for sure there'll be, I guess, a GL ship requirement. There would be a 1 Relic 10, I guess, if we do get a new capital ship. But for a Galactic Legend, I can see them totally doing 2. I don't think they would immediately go to 3, because once Relic 9 dropped as well, they didn't completely immediately, I think, hit us with the Relic 9. So if we just look at the Galactic Legends, just to remind us of the requirements, just to try and kind of foresee how many we need to save every year. Definitely I want to keep 1 Relic 10 on the side for a potential new capital ship. And then in terms of Galactic Legends, who was the first Relic 9? Did Lord Vader have any Relic 9s or not yet? I don't see any Relic 9s in there. Difficult to read when it's faded out. So not there. Did Kenobi have anything in terms of Relic 9s? Nope, Kenobi not as well. I don't think Leia had no Relic 9s, right? Yeah. So was then Ahsoka the first one, the Relic 9s we had in terms of requirements? Then Ahsoka must have been the first. And she had 1, 2, 3 Relic 9 requirements. And then Hondo had 1, 2, 3 Relic 9 requirements. But they were released a lot after Relic 9. So maybe, looking at the previous pattern requirements, maybe next GL won't have Relic 10 requirements yet, but then the next set of GLs is gonna have 3 Relic 10s if we follow the same pattern. So, you know, and at the end of the day, Relic 10, as you've seen from the cost, it's still a big investment, so I would much rather get my Relic 7 units to Relic 9 than push Relic 9 into Relic 10, if that makes sense, because it's a bigger benefit of doing that. And yeah, I don't know. What do you guys think? Did you Relic 10 somebody already? If you did he do any good work for you, or are you just taking Relic 10 as a nice to have, or are you like me, holding on to every Relic 10 piece you have until you see something game changing, or obviously for the next set of requirements? Thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next one, but until then, have fun, enjoy your life, and may the RNG be with you, my friends.